Yeah.
how do you prepare? How do you or prepare people to begin to observe or review their daily life with this, understanding of the nervous system? What do people need to know?
I think that naturally happens once you have a deep enough. I mean, you don't have to go super deep into this. Once you get a basic level of understanding of polyvagal theory, you will naturally become more curious about your polyvagal state. You'll
Yeah,
become naturally more curious about you as a part of a relationship, or you as a, not just you, I'm talking the general you, how you are as a parent. Like, you will naturally get there, you know what I mean? So it's not like you have to, I don't think I have to like coach people on how to do that. I think they get there naturally. Like, when they understand that these biological potentials are not, we talk about them a lot in relation to trauma, and there's definitely a link there. But these are things that we feel day in, day out. Right now, this very moment, the people watching, you and I, we're in these polyvagal states for whatever level, that each of us experiences them, right? Uh, so it's like it's constant. You know what I mean? It never stops. Our brainstem is never stops detecting safety and danger outside of our conscious awareness. Like, it's always kind of on. And so, I guess the basic idea is, when you have this deep enough understanding of polyvagal theory, when you understand that there's a potential to be safe and connect like we're doing right now, we're not together, but there's a sense of eye contact enough. We can utilize our facial muscles. We can use vocal prosody and go up and down, and we can use our voice to show how we feel, right? We can smile with each other.
yeah,
If we were in danger, we would not be able to do that. And so, like, just knowing that, I think people will be like, well, when do I smile? Like, they're gonna go there. You know what I mean? When do I not have access to my capacity to feel safe? Like, they're gonna naturally just go there.
yeah,
Um, and if we can't be safe, if we can't smile, if we can't connect, if we can't hug each other, then we drop into what our defensive states, like the flight, fight, sympathetic state, or the dorsal vagal immobilization. I don't want people to get hung up on the terminology. It's basically flight, fight, and then immobilization, or shutdown. That's a really easy way to remember these things. Safe and social. You can't be safe. Polyvagal theory actually teaches us that we shift sequentially down. If we can't be safe, we actually shift to flight, fight behaviors.
yeah,
If we can't run away, if we can't fight, then we shift down further into shutdown, immobilization. And these are not just like behaviors, they're not choices. No one is choosing to do these things. These are things that our brainstem, it picks up on our sensory input, and I don't like the word decides, but I'll say our brainstem decides if it's safe, dangerous, or if we're under life threat. And it goes through these in a predictable sequence. You know what I mean? So when people learn just these words of safe and social, flight, fight, and shutdown, I think they'll naturally go to, like, when am I not safe? When do I feel more defensive? When do I feel more immobilized? Because it's not just how we respond to a potential moment of danger, but it's also, like I said, day in, day out. The flight fight state in the moment of danger is there. Like, there's this huge surge of energy or adrenaline or mobilization to run away or to use aggression when in danger, right? But we can get stuck there, and we can exist in flight fight day in, day out, not just from not just during a like dangerous moment where we need to repel some sort of danger or escape from danger, but these biological pathways can actually be active day in, day out.
yeah,
And that looks different for everybody, but when you're in a constant like flight energy, it might be felt as anxiety. It might be felt as nervousness or hypervigilance or worrying, being unsettled, being at unease. When you're in a constant fight state, you might feel more aggressive or irritable. And it's not about the thing that's not doesn't you don't have to be in danger in that moment. But for some reason your biology
I like that.
is either stuck there, or is perceiving in that moment that it needs to be in this like aggressive place, whether that's accurate or inaccurate. It doesn't matter right now. So we get stuck in these states, or we can exist in these states, or people who have a more difficult time accessing the state of safety, they might drop down into these defensive states a lot faster than somebody else. So it looks different. Tons of factors come into play.
A lot faster. Interesting.
It very much depends on people's. It depends on a number of things, but just for now, I think it's good enough just to kind of put it that way. Like
Yeah.
we can lose access to our safety state and access those biological pathways like that. Whether it's, maybe we are in a really dangerous situation, or maybe someone's been through something in their past and now they're in a situation where that context, or that the person they're with, or there's a smell in the air, or there's a certain sight that triggers that defensive state, and it comes back really quick from that past event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be that. But these things, these biological pathways, we tap into them, we access them every single day, day in, day out, whether it's with a coworker who we just feel a little uneasy around,
Yeah.
or the coworker that we feel like we can instantly connect. You know what I mean? Like when you and I connect, before this, right now, you and I connected through DM, and like instantly we were just like talking to each other and smiling and going back and forth. We connected on our shirts, and like it was just this instant connection. Like we saw safety, or enough safety right away, to where we were able to access our biological pathways for safety, right?
Yeah.
But when we go to work the next day, whatever that looks like for us, that might not be available because of whatever reason. Maybe our boss is a jerk or something. Luckily, I have a great boss, but maybe our boss, talks super loud or aggressively, or encroaches upon our space, and we're going to lose access to our safety and drop down into our more defensive energy. That doesn't mean that we're running away or fighting. It just means that we have, like, now that stuff's active. You know what I mean? So we might feel more anxious, might feel more irritable, more on edge, just from those simple day-to-day things. Like that's kind of the idea here.